Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a Paragon Guide. I am Sylphin. In this video we are taking a look at the math behind Battle Mantra, a very interesting order card that, since this is seemingly a caster meta, this might be great for those order casters that really need that mana regen, and can benefit from utilizing their mana more efficiently. So ladies and gentlemen, here it is. Not that complicated, really not that bad. Now, Battle Mantra is a 5 CP order card. So, order heroes, you should consider this. It gives you 1 CP of damage, 1 CP of mana regen, and a 3 CP passive. Pretty simple. That passive is that it grants 1.5 mana regen when you are over 50% of your current mana, or of your maximum mana. So all that time that you spend over 50% of your maximum mana, you gain 1.5 mana regen. Now, the value of this passive is 5 CP worth of mana regen. 1.5 mana regen divided by 0.3 mana regen per CP is 5 CP of mana regen. That is a significant amount. For a 3% passive, you gain 5 CP of value. Obviously, they're a profit of 2. Now, something else that I haven't actually mentioned before in my other videos, a viewer mentioned on a previous video, and that is opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is kind of best defined as what could I do otherwise that gets me more for whatever I'm doing. What is the cost of me doing what I am doing that may be better or worse that whatever else is out there? Kind of hard to explain, but basically the opportunity cost is 0.8 CP. If I wanted to take the 5 CP of the whole card and put it into something else, the opportunity cost is 0.8 CP. 6 CP is the lowest amount that you can effectively spend, technically 5 CP, and get a fully upgraded bonus of 1 CP. So basically 6 CP, you can get one additional bonus of CP. So it works out that 5 CP, it works out to about 0.8 CP. I'm not going to include Fury 2-point cards simply because, well, besides Howitzer, they can't really use that. So I'm going to stick to this, say that the opportunity cost is 0.8 CP, but really, I guess you could say it is 1 CP. I'm not going to worry about 0.2 of a CP. Now, the conclusion for this is that the profit, including that opportunity cost, if you wanted to consider that opportunity cost, the profit is 1.2 CP, a little bit more than any other card that gives you a fully upgraded bonus. But I'm going to choose to look at it like I'm not considering that opportunity cost. I'm going to consider it that the profit that you get is 2 CP, so it's twice as good as a fully upgraded bonus card. That's the way I'm going to look at it. Either way, if you really want to be picky about it, 0.8 of a CP, 1 CP, it's arguable. The total value of the card then is either 6.2 CP if you're including that opportunity cost, or 7 CP if you're not. So for 5 CP, while you are over 50% of your maximum mana, you get 6.2 or 7, however you want to look at it. So what are some implications then of Battle Mantra for our heroes, for those casters? Well, we can start off with some statements. Statement number 1, 1232 base mana at level 15 is a fair amount, not including any added mana. 1232 is your base mana pool as a caster, and you know what? That is a fair amount. That really is a fair amount. And of course, that's not including any added mana that you add in your build. So number 2, Battle Mantra pays for itself while over 616 mana, or 50% of any added mana that you choose to add. If you add, if you have 1500 total mana, then it pays for itself while you're over 750 mana. So it's a fair amount. It really, there's a lot of wiggle room there that I feel can do quite a bit. Statement number 3, mana regen will enable Battle Mantra to function more often. I'm gonna say mana regen will do this over mana, simply because adding mana, you're only really upgrading that buffer that you have to enable Battle Mantra to work by 50% of every additional mana. You add in 30 additional mana, you're really only adding 15 to that buffer. While mana regen, I think, would definitely give you more than that in return. Because think, how long does it take to spend 616 mana versus that mana regen that's going to kick in over that amount of time? I think that's going to be much more valuable than trying to add mana to make Battle Mantra work. So mana regen will definitely be able to help Battle Mantra in being more effective. Statement number 4, 616 mana, or 50% of any added mana, plus the regen while it takes to use this amount, is a lot for a poke caster. Basically what I just said, but I added in poke caster. Recently, I played a Gideon match. Gideon is a god. Please go check out that video, because holy smokes, it was freaking amazing. I had Hydroverser on him, and if I had Battle Mantra, maybe Infinity Stream as well, he would have been an absolute more than a god. Just ridiculous. So for a pokecaster that, just throws out that Cosmic Rift, that mine, that missile out on the enemy, and is really accurate, can just nail down the enemy from afar, I think Battle Mantra is absolutely perfect. But that's in the conclusion. So conclusion number 1, Battle Mantra is better than any other option for mana regen if one builds for mana regen. If you are able to build mana regen into your build and amplify this effect, it's going to feed into itself. It's a positive feedback loop. You get more mana regen, keeping you higher than 50% mana, making Battle Mantra work more often, which then increases how much mana you have, making it work for more. As you can see, it's a positive feedback loop that keeps on giving, and I think that it's absolutely fantastic. As we can see, even if you consider the opportunity cost, it's just as good, worst case scenario, as a fully upgraded bonus card. But if you're not going to include that opportunity cost, depending on which way you want to look at it, it's twice as good. So even worst case scenario, it's still worth that being compared to a fully upgraded bonus card. Conclusion number 2, now this is the part that really interests me, that I really want to test later on. Combining Battle Mantra with other cards such as Hydroverser and Infinity Stream, which video is coming out for that very, very soon, hopefully maybe tomorrow, will amplify their passives. Hydroverser gives you damage as a percentage of your current mana, and Infinity Stream gives you mana regen, which scales to a percentage of your current mana. If you can stay above 50% mana as high as possible to give you enough damage from Hydroverser, and have an Infinity Stream give you more mana regen, because you're always at higher mana, which means Battle Mantra's in effect, and having more mana regen in your build period will just absolutely be crazy. How all three of them feed into each other and amplify each other is simply incredible. I really want to try it out. I'm thinking of doing a math video where I combine all three of them and see what kind of math I can do to make that all work. Oh boy. But I think that Battle Mantra has the potential to be very, very good. It's not that powerful of a card that I would have initially thought. It is only 5 CP, so it's really hard for it to be astronomically, worth it. But I think that it is twice as good a fully upgraded bonus, or again, just as good as a fully upgraded bonus. I think it's still an amazing way to get mana regen if you are focusing on mana regen and if you are a poke caster. I don't necessarily think that a burst caster is going to be able to use this that much. Yes, they'll be able to do a whole burst and still be over 50% mana pretty much all of the time, but still. So there you guys go. That is it. Please let me know down in the comments if I am forgetting anything, if there's any perspective I'm not taking into consideration, if you are really impressed by Battle Mantra, if you have any experience with Battle Mantra, let me know down in the comments, and because I would definitely appreciate your input. Please like this video if you like it. Dislike it if you disliked it. Share it with the community, please. I think that I bring a different perspective to a lot of these cards, and maybe somebody could learn from it. Please subscribe if you liked this video, if you found it useful. I really want to help you out in the future as well, so please subscribe. Till next time, like always, ladies and gentlemen, stay optimistic and positive.